Tun, it's been a while, man. It's been a while. You know, I was always coming for you. Big fight coming up, Intercontinental title. Anthony's progressing nicely, doing everything you probably anticipated he could. I'm sure we still haven't seen a lot of, what he's got in his arsenal. That will be to come. But talk about this next fight. It's not the opponent that he wanted, but it's a credible opponent all the same, and there's a big title on the line.
Yeah. First and foremost, thank you for the interview. Yeah, absolutely. I think the way the dice rolled was actually in our favour because when the original opponent was mentioned, Ryan Ford, a lot of people in boxing, outside of boxing, was saying, who's Ryan Ford? No one never heard of him. He's a Canadian, he was unbeaten from an MMA background. I thought it was quite a credible opponent, but a lot of people I was watching online, a lot of people wasn't happy with the opponent. But in comes Norbert Nemespati. I can't even believe I got that right.
You've done well.
And he's a credible opponent. In Anthony Yarde's last fight, he was the opponent. Anthony Yarde is 30-1, one draw. So, and 2 fights ago, Callum Smith from the Smith brothers fought him. And again, Callum's, I think, is he fighting for a world title this Saturday? Yeah. So this is some going. This is Anthony's 13th fight. Coming slowly and surely out of the embryonic stage of his career now. And I just feel that even though he's only had 13 fights, I feel this is a good opponent for him.
Do you think that he's progressing in the way that you expected? 13 fights in, European champion, Intercontinental on the line. Next year is going to be a big year for him. Should he come through this fight successfully?
Yeah. Definitely progressing the way I've known he was going to progress from the very start. It has been a meteoric rise, and things have gone really quick. But I think because I'm also the manager and the trainer, I feel that I've got a good bird's eye view on how things should progress, and I feel that Anthony's special. And special is not a word I will use lightly, but I just feel that he's got the skill set, he's got the punch power. In my mind, he's one of the hardest punchers in boxing, period, in any weight class. And I feel that, as time goes on, more and more people will see this. And wonderful boxing IQ. And these are the attributes you need to be successful in the sport.
You say meteoric. It's increasingly happening that fighters are getting to this stage earlier in their careers now, especially if they've got the tools, they've got the talents. If it does go successfully for him on Saturday, what would you hope for him to be aiming at in 2018? And is it too early to be talking about world titles? I noticed Frank was quite coy when he was talking about that subject during the press conference. What's your opinion?
Well, first thing, we've got to take if out of the vocabulary. Stop this if business, because there's no if. We winning, and we're going to continue to win. So there's never going to be an if situation. In terms of will he be ready for a world title next year, anything's possible. Anything's possible, and everything is timing. And I just feel that it's not a case of looking at any one particular fighter, whether he's a world champion or it's a case of how I feel and how Anthony feels and how Frank feels that he's progressing. If we're fighting world-class fighters and we're getting rid of them in 1 round, 2 rounds, the only other question really, or there's only a few questions that need to be answered, and there only a few tests that need to be given. One of them I keep on saying is that we haven't had a southpaw yet. And for me, as a trainer, having my trainer's hat on now, I feel that, I want Andy to fight a southpaw. Rough a rough guy, a good boxer. These are boxes that need to be ticked before we make that ascension to the world title.
Anyone in mind?
I've got a few southpaws.
Call them, Tun. This is the platform. Call them, Tun.
Everything's timing. 1 fight at a time. Mr. As Anthony said, chicken patty first.
It's interesting you talk about the challenges and things that he's got to achieve before he ascends, and obviously you've got to be careful with your manager and trainer hat on. One of the things that's going to happen quite regularly, I think, in his next couple of fights is, he's got rid of that one, but has he been hit? You know, can he take a punch? What happens when he goes in the trenches? That naturally comes when a fighter progresses as quickly as Anthony has. So you seem like you've got an answer prepared for this. Go for it, Tub.
You know, I've always got answers. The first thing is, you know, sometimes I laugh to myself when people say, you know, we want to see what he's like when he gets hit. I don't train fighters to get hit. It's as simple as that. You know, the fighters who have the best chins are the ones who don't get hit. So why would I be worrying about what's he going to be? I mean, I guess from a fan's perspective, I mean, even probably a promoter's perspective, you want to see how he reacts. But it's something that I never put in my mind. I'm not here to train fighters, or in particular Anthony Yarde, because I'm in the Anthony Yarde business. I'm not here to train Anthony how to get hit. And as you can see, I must be doing something right, and he must be doing something right, because we ain't taking no punches, and we're gonna keep it that way. And the other boxes, I'm quite confident with his fitness. I'm quite confident with his boxing ability, and I know he can take a punch if it ever comes.
Looking at the division, who in his light heavyweight division do you think is the best at the moment? Somebody maybe that you should be trying to emulate, or who has the kind of tools that, you know, dictates that they're the best? How is the division set up in your opinion? That's kind of what I'm getting at.
Well, in anything in life, I always look at the number one. I'm not looking at number two. Number one, without doubt, is Andre Ward. He's the best light heavyweight in the division, and most certainly, you know, I feel that, you know, as time passes, if Andre Ward is still there, you know, and we feel we're ready to challenge Andre Ward or whoever it may be, let's do it. But the thing is that one must be very careful about looking at fighters in particular, because you can focus on somebody and then something can happen. You know, I know that there was talk of Anthony fighting Nathan Cleverly. Well, he just lost his last fight and announced his retirement. So, you know, it's never good for me as a trainer and for Anthony as a fighter. My advice will always be to focus on yourself, and let's see what presents itself in the future.
Going to be an exciting future as well. Listen, we're going to be talking about this on many occasions. So thanks for your time right now. Good luck on Saturday. Look forward to the future.